afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Today's date is Thursday, October the 11th, 2012, and here is today's midday market update. Want to first start by taking a look to see how the indices are trading right now. The Dow Jones is up 43.5 points. The Nasdaq, the comp, is up 9 points. The Russell is up 5. The S&P is up 6.9, call it 7. Banking sector, the BKX is up a little bit over half a point. Oil index up a lot today. Well, not up a lot, but trading pretty nice and strong, up 11.5 points. Euro strong, dollar weak. Commodities up across the board. Just like I said this morning in the chat room, mywallstreettv.com, baby. Risk is on this morning. So we had some good callouts in the chat room this morning. I'll go over those trades later on. Let's go ahead and talk about the general market right now and what we had setting up going into the opening session here. And I want to start by taking a look at the 15-minute chart. I'm going to take off the study so you guys can see here how we were analyzing the markets going to the open. All right, and you can see here this little range that I have highlighted was a range that we were trading in yesterday that I had pointed out in the chat room to our followers and our traders, before the market sold off. And basically what we had this nice little move. All right, and just to start off with how everything started, it was all because this little upward channel that we had that broke down on the ES yesterday. That broke down on Tuesday that caused us to get the selling pressure. Okay, so we had this is a 15-minute chart, by the way. We had this nice little bear flag that formed from Tuesday's selling, bear flag. Then they sold it down after hours when the market closed. All right, and this is where it gets nice and pretty here. Nice little clean analysis here. All right, nice sideways action. Oops, sorry about that. Nice sideways action overnight after selling going into yesterday's opening price. Then we finally had this chop action that took place. Then we finally broke down. All right, bear flag, the same type of bear flag action we had going into Tuesday's close. All right, same type of action there. And we broke down. They rallied the markets up overnight. That allowed us to draw in this nice little upward channel. And as you guys know, these upward channels usually result to the downside. All right, and when they don't result to the downside, you usually get a nice pop up, and then the back test holds as support, and you get a nice move up here. Well, guys, that's exactly what we were telling our traders to do in the chat room. That's exactly the analysis that we used that allowed us to profit on the morning session with some nice trades. All right, now let's start by taking a look at the 5-minute chart because it's the same trend lines there. 5-minute chart, you can see here, I highlighted the key trend lines and the areas to watch. All right, we had that nice little breakout above the channel that held above the channel with consecutive closes right here around 9 o'clock going into the open. Then, like I stated to my traders, do not buy the open. Wait for a pullback. So what did we do? Waited for the pullback. Back tested prior trend line, which now shall hold its support, held, and we caught that nice move. Okay, and that was basically where I made most of my money today. And if you guys are following the Wall Street trading on the Twitter stream, which is Wall Street Trade, you would see some of the calls that we called out this morning. And then we pulled back into the support area that I have highlighted that comes from the prior, support that we had back here, which was resistance, but now we're back above it, so it acts as support. And as long as we can hold above this 1431, 1432 band here, we should be in good shape. And I would have to say that today's a good day for the bulls that recaptured the markets since we had a nice little 12-point rally or so handle move on the ES overnight, which is kind of still holding up here a bit, pretty nice. Okay, as far as to the top side levels, you want to watch the downside on the ES is 1431, 1432 area. To the top side, if we could get back above this key trend line from the channel, call it around 1436, we can probably make a nice move back up towards the highs of the session around 1439, around the 1439 area. All right, so that's all we have right now on the market. If we take a look at the rest of the indices here via the ETFs, let me bring that screen up there. Bring this over here. You can see, looking at the rest of the screen here via the ETFs. 1 second, this thing just messed up my charts. Bear with me 1 second, guys. Let me reload this chart up here. Okay, so you can see that the Qs pretty weak today. They are still positive, but they have faded off most of the gap up there. Got a nice little gap fill. They actually faded all the gap up. Nice little gap fill. And we want to see if the Qs can hold some support around this area. Okay, you can see that we're right there. Right, the green line is the previous day's lows. The black dashed line is the previous day's close. You can see we're right at the negative positive line there. Taking a look at the SPY, same thing for some of you guys that trade the SPY and don't trade the ES. Nice little downward channel break, gap up. They're fading a little bit here. Want to see if the ES. The ES may come into 143.5 if they continue to just fade it down. We'll see. Or if it can hold this level that it's been trying to hold since this let's see, since 11:45, we can maybe have a little range bound action between this 143.80 and this 144.40 area. So we'll see how that's setting up. The IWM, nice gap up, holding previous day's highs. So far, IWM is showing relative strength since it's holding previous day's highs and has not faded down toward the gap fill area yet, if it does. So we'll see. Now let's talk about some stocks that we traded this morning, because we had some good calls in the chat room here. All right, and if you guys aren't following us on Twitter, you can follow us you can follow us on Twitter at Wall Street Trade. You can follow us on Stock Twits at My Wall Street TV, and you can make sure you check out our website, wallstreettrading.com, and you can see our tweets on the front page there. So let's talk about some stocks that we traded today, with the main one that we called out being the natural gas stocks. They were showing some nice strength, and this is why it's important to set alerts, because I've been waiting for this RRC stock to set off, and I'll highlight it more in the after the bell market summary with the daily charts and everything. But RRC, you can see RRC was trading in this nice little range here, for the past couple of sessions, has not been able to break above the 71.50 area. Finally broke above the 71.50 area after trading this nice little tight range between 71 and 68.50. Broke out, continues to remain a strong stock. We nailed this one right at 71. I bought the call options, told all the traders in the chat room to get long the call options at 72.50 strikes. Bought them at 89 cents, and they rallied to a high of $1.80 and some change, and now they're probably back up at the high since the stock's going up. Look for the stock to make new highs. Another sector that we talked about, the banks this morning. All right, the banks were strong. JP Morgan not being one of them, but Citigroup being one of the strong ones that had a nice little move up on the open, even though they faded away a bit here. But those stocks are holding up pretty nice today, fading a little bit. They have earnings. I think Citigroup has earnings next Tuesday. I believe JP Morgan has earnings tomorrow. Some more energy stocks that we called out. Take a look at SWN. Call this stock out around the 36 level here. Stock traded to a high of 36.90. Brought that into the chat room as well. Another good idea. Take a look at COG. Nice rip up there. All right, and we called these out before the natural gas numbers came out, and these stocks were showing relative strength going into the natural gas numbers, so that worked out pretty well. DVN had some news out this morning, and then the positive action from the natural gas prices caused that one to continue moving higher. Nat gas stocks, guys, are going to be in play for the next couple of days. I recommend you keep them on watch. What else here? FSLR had some news come out this morning. This one is trading up pretty nice here. It needs to get above, it needs to make new highs and hold above 22.20. As you can see here on the hourly chart here, as long as the stock can stay above this 22 area, which is its prior resistance, which now is going to act as support on this side, we could get some nice trend action going forward. See if this thing has some more juice going into the afternoon session. That's an hourly chart, by the way. You see the 15-minute chart, and then you have your nice little 5-minute chart right there. Another trade that we called out in the chat room this morning was John Deere, DE. This stock made a nice move. Strong stock yesterday, showed great relative strength yesterday. Looked at it today. Waited for the little BS action for the pop-up pullback. Again, we were looking to buy pullbacks in the market on the open off that little back test of the key channel. Called the stock for a long at 82.14. Stop at 81.75 and caught this whole move up here to 82.90. A couple of traders in the room caught that as well. So we have some great action in the room, guys. If you guys have not been to the chat room yet, check it out, mywallstreettv.com. Password to log in is smart. If you're a developing trader, an experienced trader, or a new trader looking for a place to trade with nice low rates for you to help you grow your business, contact me at cooper@wallstreettrading.com, baby. Have a great day, and I'll catch you guys after the bell for the after the bell market summary. Later.